Don't bother him with all the questions. He know where I'm at. Don't care about all your suspicions. He know where I'm at. Don't ask about who owned the digits. He know where I'm at. You can't go wrong with Nika K makeup. Hairstyle. Don't steal from the hairstyle. What up? Hey girl, hey. It's your girl Ariel and welcome back to another episode of My 2 Cents. Because I got something I want to say. Now, let me get my drink. To this evening's drink of choice is a tall, ice cold cup of Dr. Pepper. Now, I'm keeping them in business with a little squeeze of lemon juice in it. It's actually good. It hit. It happened completely by accident. And yeah, I like it. I'm not even mad. So, today, I want to talk about Cameron Jarrell Newton. Cam Newton, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever tear up the grass for the Carolina Panthers. He since has retired. He has 4 kids with his first baby's mom. I want to say he has 2 or 3 with the, I want to say 2 or 3 with the second one, and he has 1 with that comedian Jazz. So he has a total of 8 kids, right? Okay, now he did an interview with his Funky Friday podcast with a lady named Dr. Bryant. She is a psychologist. She's educated, beautiful black woman. The heifer is stunning. She looks freaking amazing. I'm like, okay, girl, I see you. She put him in his place without degrading him, without calling him a man whore, without calling him a worthless piece of crap, a ain't-ish type of man. Like, she put him in his place without putting him in his place. Does that make sense? Every woman and man need to learn the art of putting someone in their place without degrading their character. Now, he told her that he wants to get married and he wants to have more children. And she said, do you want more children, like with a bunch of other women? Or he was like, I just want God to send them. I just want God to send them. Now, keep in mind, he goes with the comedian Jazz. They just had a little girl. I want to say she's 3 or 4 months old. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not all up in their business. But they have a little girl together. That was Jazz's first child. And that's his, I think she said his 6th child or his 8th child. I don't know. Whatever. Well, after the interview, Jazz posted a video of them dancing at some brunch spot, tipsy. They danced and having a good time. She's like, oh, this is my best friend, X, Y, and Z. Okay. What I got from the interview is this. Cam loves broken homes. Cameron has no desire to be with none of the women he has children with. When he said he's looking to get married and he wants God to send them, it basically said to me, I'm with Jazz just because I'm with Jazz. But when somebody else come along and I'm really feeling her, I'm done with Jazz and I'm gonna marry that other woman. A few years ago, like, was it last year or 2 years ago? I put it over here somewhere. And I'll link the video down below. But she did an episode on a podcast with another influencer by the name of Shan Boody. And she was saying how she rubs his back for an hour every night. She packs his bag, unpacks his bag. Like, she loves taking care of him. I do this for my man. I do that for my man. I do that for my man. I do this for my man. Then she ended up getting baby mamaed. Then he ends up on his podcast shortly after talking about I want to get married, but just not to her. He didn't say that specifically, but the undertones were there. So Cam and to all these other men, they got all these children all over the world and ain't married none of their mamas. Y'all the problem. You guys are the problem. So I came from my mother's first marriage, right? Obviously, they got a divorce. She been with the same man for 28 years now. Okay. So ever since I was 2 years old, she had a new man, and he's been the man in the household in my life. But my father was always involved in my life. Like, no matter what, he'll pick up the phone and call. It don't matter what time I pick up the phone and call him, he's answering. If I say I need something, he on the way. He offers no matter what. Here I am. I'm about to be 30 in 15 days. I'm about to be 30 years old, honey. And so, even to this day, I can call him about anything, for anything. I can call him right now and say, Daddy, I got a flat tire. Can you come help me? And he gonna jump out the bed and be on the way. So, yes, in a way, technically speaking, I came from a broken home. But also, technically speaking, I came from a two-parent household. So, I guess you could say I got the best of both worlds. And growing up, I used to hate that. Because all of my siblings had both of their parents at home. Like, they did Christmas with both of their parents. They did Thanksgiving with both of their parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, Easter, Valentine's Day, birthdays. They enjoyed it with both of their parents. I was the only one that had to split up my time between my mom and my dad. And it really hurt my feelings. And I used to pray that my parents would get back together until I realized they're not really a good team. They do this. Like, they agree on a lot of stuff, but they butt heads a little bit too much. And so, I got other siblings. Like, my daddy has other siblings from another marriage. You know what I'm saying? And he had other kids. 2 other kids from his second marriage. And my older brother came from his first serious relationship in college. And it was always uncomfortable because we would have to split our time together as big brother, little sister. I only got to see him a few times out of the month on weekends when it was my dad's weekend to keep us. And it hurt my feelings because I wanted to see my brother every day. My brother wanted to see me every day. Like, and we grew up together, but we didn't grow up together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as a man, I get it. Sometimes things happen. You slip up. You have a baby out of wedlock. Okay, that's fine. Just have a good co-parenting relationship, because good co-parenting is still a flex. Now, that's really still a flex. I'm not with this woman, but I'm 10 toes down about my child. And she called me about my child. We don't argue about that child. Like, that is a flex. And so, Cam Newton with all these children running around, Nick Cannon with all these children running around, NBA Youngboy with all these children running around. I'm like, it's exhausting. Because, for one, all of your kids will never, ever, ever grow up together. They may grow up together, but they'll never grow up together under one roof, same household. Your children will always have to split and flip-flop with the holidays. This year, they be with their mom for Christmas Eve. Next year, they be with their mom for Christmas. This year, you be with them for Easter. Next year, they spend Easter with their mom. It's a lot of flip-flopping and reversing and throwing it back. And it's a whole lot of craziness when it comes to, raising a child in a broken home. And I get it. You want to multiply. You want to make sure your legacy is left behind for many years to come. But nothing beats having your dad in the house, taking care of your mother, taking care of the children, taking care of the household, being a real alpha male, masculine energy type of man. And that's the type of shit that I grew up with. Okay? My stepdad, he got kids from a previous marriage. Okay. They got a great co-parenting relationship. Now, his kids is grown except for the last 2 that are with my mother. And now it's like, he do what needs to be done. He's not my dad, but he's my dad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he's another one. I can call him right now. Hey, Pop, I got a flat tire. Can you help me? He on the way. He already in the car before we hang up the phone. He already on the highway before I get off the phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I have the privilege of having 2 strong, amazing, wonderful black men in my corner, having my back and taking care of me if I need it. Great. But y'all got all these kids scattered about. You can't be that to all of them. Because something can happen to multiple kids at the same time. Like, prime example, one of my brothers was in the hospital. He was having heart problems. He was in the hospital, right? And then my other brother, he got locked up. He got locked up for stealing some tennis shoes, right? So my pop couldn't be in two places at one time. He had to make a decision. And that really hurt his feelings because he really wanted to be there for both of his sons. So when I say my pop, I'm talking about my stepdad. So my stepdad told me, he was like, as long as you can help it, make sure all your kids got the same dad. Because if something were to happen, if something were to go down, at least the whole family is in one place. Y'all share one home. Y'all in one city, one area. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go, he don't have to run all over the place to try to take care of nothing. Unless your child decide to travel and something happened, that's different. But he said, if you can help it for as long as possible, I suggest you make sure everybody's on the same roof. And it's like, money don't raise children. You have to be there. My daddy, he's been there. My pop, he's been there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't even matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. We could all be graduating in the same year, but we go to different schools, which means we got different graduation dates, which means he can come to all of them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you got these kids scattered about, they in all these different cities, all these different states. I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's very classless and tasteless, truthfully, because children deserve involved, active parents. I get it. Money may be nice. They may be happy to have them new J's, but they gonna get tired of getting them new J's because you couldn't come to their game. You didn't want to come to their game, or you couldn't come to their game. You couldn't come to their play, their recital, rehearsal. You couldn't come to the things they wanted you to come to. You couldn't come to their award ceremonies. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're tired of getting new shoes, new clothes, new chains, new jewelry. They're tired of getting new stuff as a replacement and apology for your absence. You need to be an active father. Now, if you want to have 100 kids, you need to be active with all 100 of your kids 100% of the time. It's good for them. You know what I'm saying? Because kids don't remember, oh yeah, my daddy bought me this, my daddy bought me that. Woo doo woo doo. They don't remember that. Because the kid over here, they didn't get bought, they didn't have all this stuff bought for them. All the clothes and the shoes and the games and the gaming systems and the trips. The kid over here that ain't got that, they still very much happy because their daddy is in their face every day. Daddy at the house helping them with homework. Daddy at the house teaching them how to wash a car. Daddy outside throwing football with them, playing basketball with them, baseball with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're not around, you will not have that child's respect in the future. You know what I'm saying? One day, Cam, you need to get ready. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen. One day, one of your children is going to tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not being a good dad because you weren't there. And don't be trying to be there when they hit 16, 17, 25, 32. Don't try to be there. Because the prime years of being in a child's life starts at birth. You got to be there. You got to be active. Because if you can't be there and be an active parent, you ain't a good parent. You got to go. Like, you feel me? Stuff like that really do be. It irks me. Because these kids didn't ask to be here. And since they are here, you need to be here. I don't get it. Like, you really do need to be here. And that part really be pissing me off. Too many children walking around here with absent fathers, and they wreaking havoc on society. And the kid over here that may have came from humble beginnings, from a poor family or whatever, they daddy in their face every day, at every rehearsal, every practice, every game, every recital, every play, everything. And they 100% happier than the rich kid. And it's like, money is not a substitute for love. It's not a substitute for admiration. It's not a substitute for inspiration. It's not a substitute for stableness, stability. It's not a substitute for substance. You got to raise a child with substance. And money is not going to do nothing for them. Then they're going to grow up and go out into the world and start dating people thinking they can be terrible to them, but because they got money, they can be terrible to them. And they will be lonely. And if you check the number of suicidal people, a lot of them are millionaires, billionaires, often themselves, because they're not happy. Money don't buy happiness. It really don't. It don't buy happiness. It don't buy substance, but it buys substances. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you gonna have a kid, you might as well marry that girl. That chick that gave you a baby, you might as well marry her. Might as well marry her, because just like Dr. Bryant told him, what if your daughter tells you she's dating a man and she has 8 kids, but all 8 kids are with that man, and she tells you, hey, like, he's just like you in some ways, but he decided to marry me and give me all these children and give me all these things. He's just like you, except for he chose me and not me, her, and her. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's exactly right. Y'all not thinking like that, though. And that's really, it messes with the heart. Like, it really hurt the feelings. It really do. It's like, come on, man. Like, these children didn't ask to be here. So since they here, you need to be there. Since they here now, you need to be here. I'm sorry. You need to be up in their face. Be up in their face as much as possible. I don't know how many of Cam's kids stays here in Atlanta, because he stays here in Atlanta. But I don't know how many stay here. I don't know how many stay in Charlotte. I don't know if any of them staying in LA. I don't know. You feel me? Same thing with Nick Cannon. I don't know where all his children stay at, but I know for a fact he don't always have all 12 of his kids for Christmas. NBA Youngboy probably don't have all of his kids for Christmas. You feel me? Like, all these celebrities that got all these kids, all these men that got all these kids, not even just celebrities. I know for a fact they don't have all their children every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every Easter, every Valentine's Day, every birthday. They can't. Because you men are literally spreading yourself thin. But then you want to turn around and say you don't want to date a woman with kids. What? You don't want to date a woman with kids and you the one with all the children? Heifer, please. Hell no. I can't get jiggy with that. Now, I'm sorry. This is so funny to me. Like, it's not funny, but it's funny because they have the audacity. The audacity that they have is funny. Like, there's nothing funny about building a broken home. There's nothing funny about that. When I would spend the whole weekend with my dad, or the whole, Christmas break, Thanksgiving break, fall break, whatever, like the deal in the divorce decree between my mama and my father, he would get me for school breaks for the whole break. Or if they discuss it, then he'll keep me for like 3-4 days and then I'll be back with my mom or whatever, My dad would have me for the whole break. And when he would drop me off at home and he would get in his car, I would start to cry. Not because I don't love my mom, not because I don't love my stepdad, not because I don't love my brothers. It's just a simple fact of, dang, like, my daddy really leaving me. Even though he didn't leave me, but in the mind of a child, damn, my daddy is leaving me. Like, why I gotta stay here? How come they get to have both of their parents? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's deeper than that. It's a psychological thing for children. You be messing up your kids before they even have an opportunity to mess themselves up. You supposed to let your child mess themselves up and pick themselves up and dust themselves off and do it again, but do it better. You know what I'm saying? But you already decided the fate of them children. And one day that child is going to tell you about yourself. And when that child tell you about yourself, don't even be tripping. Don't get booked. Don't be throwing up in their face. I bought you this. I got you in private school. I took you here. Da, da, da. Don't even do that, because that ain't enough. That ain't enough. I went to school with kids. Like, come on, bro. I went to school with kids who have a 2-parent household and their parents didn't have a lot of money. But their parents were there. And they the happiest, go-lucky, most kindest, coolest kids. And then the other kids who come from a single-parent household or they got a step parent or what have you, they wreaking havoc and they sad. But they got all the J's, all the Jordans, all the clothes, all the jewelry. They got everything that they want, but they ain't happy because they don't have their dad in their house. It's deeper than that. It's not just about you. It's about them kids now. So take this as a message. All right. If you gonna have kids, marry one of their mama. Marry your mama. Okay. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. Please and thank you. So thank you so much for listening to my video and watching me and whatnot. So leave your comments down below about the situation about this baby daddy pandemic that we got going on. Go ahead and let me know what's going on. All right, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later, okay? Bye. Don't care about all your suspicions. He know where I'm at. Don't ask about who owned the digits. He know where I'm at. He know where I'm at. Cause I bitch y'all that. Pull up on the block in a drop top. Got your nigga hot for the motherfucking good wop. Got his ass tailgating, tear him out of pieces like me in the motherfucking chop shop. He saying mad pretty, got a nigga all giddy. Now he wanna give me rim job. I didn't even see you standing there. I ain't mean to get your man nigga brick hard.